Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. If you like The Mike Wagner Show and you want to make your own podcast, well, let me tell you about Anchor. First of all, it's free. Secondly, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. You can also add any song from Spotify directly to your episodes. The possibilities are endless. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. You can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, many more. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started. Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show, powered by SoundCloud Studios. Visit online at soundcloudstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. SoundCloud Studios is the answer. SoundCloud Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@soundcloudstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. SoundCloud Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Maryann Molson. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Maryann Molson. Available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those you love will be their first go missing. It's available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing by Maryann Molson has garnered great reviews, and Eve 11 enjoys by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Girls Missing by Maryann Molson, available on Amazon. Also, check out The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com on over 40 podcast platforms, heard in over 100 countries, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music. Also heard on HamiltonRadio.net, Diamonds FM, Oldies Radio, and a few networks coming soon. Take The Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out The Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies, baseball gear. Makes great gifts 24/7. Go to Amazon.com and check out The Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Maryann Molson for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, phone cases, and more. Amazon.com/Maryann Molson. Check it out today. I'll support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and themikewagnershow.com. Make sure you give generously today. We're here with a terrific singer-songwriter who is living in Texas, and he's currently in Norway, and he's got a new song coming out talking about his beloved Maryann. We'll talk about that. He began his career at 12 years old in a band in Lusenland, Norway. I think I got that right, or somewhere up in the Nordic coast. Singer-songwriter for the Pagan Boys, and he moved to Texas in 2002. Began the Dag King band in Austin. Later played for Keene, South Texas, also Neon, Light Cowboys, and more. And his new song was inspired by Bruce Springsteen's "Bobby Jean" as a man's frustrated cry after a love gone wrong. And I think we've heard it before. He's talking about the Maryann of San Antone. Live, ladies and gentlemen, for the Plus Studios, somewhere in beautiful in the Norwegian area in beautiful Norway, the amazing singer-songwriter from Texas, now living in Norway, ladies and gentlemen, the multi-talented Dag King. Dag, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning. Thank you.
Well, it's great to have you on board as well, too. You're a singer-songwriter. You were living in Texas, and you're currently in Norway. You began your career at 12 years old in a band, was it Langesland, Norway? Is that right? Did I say that right? Langesland?
No, it's Langesund, which
Langesund,
means
okay.
straight. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. All right. So
Close.
you've been. Okay, go ahead.
I said you were close.
Okay, that's good. Well, you've been a singer-songwriter for the Pagan Boys. You moved to Texas in 2002 to begin the Dag King band, and in Austin, you play for Keene, South Texas, Neon Light Cowboys, and also you have a new song inspired by Bruce Springsteen's "Bobby Jean," was the man's frustrated cry after a love gone wrong. It's called the Maryann of San Antone. And before we talk about that, Dag, tell us how you first got started.
Yeah, I always listen to music. I think my first was that I listened to Jim Reeves. My mom would come and turn the record over, and I was listening to it and again. So I think my first favorite was Jim Reeves, and then I probably was like 2-3 years old. So I think since then I always loved music, and I always wanted to play the guitar. And yeah, I've just been at it since I was a kid. It's always been my dream to be a musician, you know. So And then we started forming different bands. And then I kind of had in the back of my head that America was the place to be and Texas was a good place to be. So when that came together, I kind of got to do somewhat what I dreamed of, was to play all those honky tonks and dance halls, but then more as a guitarist for different bands because it's hard to sell a lot of original music that people really haven't heard. So I kind of, when I played a lot of gigs, it was mostly like dance halls and honky tonks and country bands. But then I had my chance with the 3 or 4 songs. I would play a song called 20 Miles and some other songs you can find on my webpage. And, um, and I love music. I just love doing it.
Mm-hmm. And that sounds terrific as well, too. What was that one precise moment that simply influenced you into what you're doing for the rest of your career?
I think it was the first live band I heard. I was going to a movie theater in Lancaster, and there was a band there playing live music before the movie started. It was kind of unusual,
Huh.
and I was just taken by that and how these 4 guys made it sound so cool. And since then, I think I always wanted to do it.
Huh. That's interesting. I don't think it's ever been done in the States where you have a live band, then the movie starts. I love that idea. I think they should come to America. So,
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that ever since. Maybe they were just there for me. I don't know.
Well, that could have been it too. It's like back in the day, there was the organ. Then he started the movie intermission at the organ. But having a live band before a movie started, I think you've come up with a great idea. I like that one. And who are some of your favorite singer? Who are some of your other favorite singers, songwriters, and musicians growing up besides Jim Reeves?
Yeah, this was like the 80s, so Electric Light Orchestra was a big one for me, and Pink Floyd, and let's see, Queen, you know. And then later on, it turned more like country and more like when Bruce Springsteen's album, The River, came out.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big album for me. And of course, you have the Bobby Jean song on there.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and yeah, let's see. And when I moved to America, we played a lot of Merle Haggard, George Jones, and I love the old country, and I still love it. And if I could choose some type of music just to play guitar to, that would be old type country.
Mm.
I
And,
don't.
and and what is the main reason that you enjoy the old country? What's like the real meaning for you that you enjoy it?
I think it's kind of like that laid back feeling with emphasis on the lyrics, and they're supposed to give you some kind of leave you with some kind of heartfelt feelings, which kind of simple, but it's very heartfelt, and that appeals to me. And in my songs, I think it's kind of the same thing. I try to express something that you really can't express otherwise.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, that's a pretty interesting thought, too. And we'll talk about your move going to Texas in 2002. You also sang with a number of bands. You also got some releases and more. But first, listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by SoundWeb Studios. Visit online at soundwebstudios.com for early needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. SonicWeb Studios is the answer. SonicWeb Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960 or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mosensia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is an illusion and those you love will be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Mosensia has garnered great reviews and even been endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and Emmett. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon. Also, check out The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, over 40 podcast platforms, heard in over 100 countries, also on hamiltonradio.net, Diamonds FM, Oldies Radio, and a few others. Take us with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok today. For great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out The Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to amazon.com/MeandWilson's for great books, merchandise, and more. I'll support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Make sure you do so today. We're here with singer-songwriter who is living in Texas, currently in Norway, Dag King, here on the Mike Wagner Show. And we'll be talking about his song, Maryann of San Antone. Also play it at the end of the audio version of the interview on the Mike Wagner Show. And before we talk about that song, you had moved to Texas in 2002 to begin Dag King Band. And you play for Keene, South Texas, Neon Light Cowboys. And of course, in 2002, what was it one precise moment that influenced you into going into Texas, around that time or so? Tell us about your journey.
Let's say in 91 or something, we just did a road trip. I was just being a tourist. And we rented a car in Houston and we went to San Antonio. We went up to, Victoria. And I remember, the feeling of Texas, I just love it. It's a great state and great people. And I just felt at home and I still feel at home there. And my plan was kind of to go back and forth, but with that COVID thing, it kind of messed it up for me big time. So I'm just trying to recoup from that. But yeah, that was my first meeting was in 91. So in the back of my head, I knew I had to go back to Texas.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and you also had you started your own band. You also had play for Keene, South Texas, Neon Light Cowboys, and tell about some of the bands you played in as well.
Yeah, the Dag King band was I got that started with we were like a trio, and then we had an extra guitar player, and we played mostly around the Austin area. Up in Lago Vista, we had a regular gig up there, and then little rinky-dink places in Austin, and that's a good thing about Texas. They let you play, and so we got to play a lot of places, and I loved every moment of it.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, the hard thing was that we played a lot of original songs, a lot of Dag King songs that people really hadn't heard that much. So when we played another Brick in the Wall or another cover song, people would lighten up a little bit. So, so, but for doing what we did, I think we did all right, and it was fun time.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned too that you played some of your original songs, but the people weren't responsive, and then you play a cover song, they got responsive. Do you think that people start responding to your original music more that you got in your cover bands, or how long did it take for the crowd, do you think, or the audience in general, to get accustomed to your original music?
When we played like regular places, and then with the King Country Band and Neon Light Cowboys, I would usually play like 3 or 4 original songs when in the set. And as people knew us, they would know these songs, and they became part of the especially the song 20 Miles. They can check it up on my webpage. And yeah, and a couple other songs. And hopefully people still play those songs over there.
Mm-hmm. And certainly do. You also have some other music too. You got One Night in the Kingdom, you got movie music, and you got Shadow Love. And tell us more about that.
The Shadow Love is an album that I recorded in 2007 with the Audio Moxie Records. It was like a little deal I did with them. And the funny thing about that, since we talked about Jim Reeves a little earlier, uh, when I was living in Canyon Lake, there was the neighbor there was Murdy Payne.
Hi, you like that?
And, yeah, and we were talking one night, and I didn't know who she was. But then we were playing music, and of course we played "I Love You Because," and I showed a book that I had from Norway, which that song was in there, and she said, "That's my dad." And then of
Wow.
course I was doing this in the studio at the time, doing my album, so why not do a version of that song? And we made a version of that song, and she sang backup, and she lent me her dad's guitar. It's like an
Nice.
old Martin guitar. And I remember driving to Austin with that guitar in the back seat. And I was thinking that car is worth much more than this car, and much more than I make in years. So I didn't dare to change the strings on it or anything like that. I just played it as it was. And I know later she sold that guitar for more than $100,000. But
Wow.
yeah, But she was a great lady. She still is a great lady, and she even paid for my gas going to Austin. So I remember that.
Oh, that was very nice. She likes to see you succeed. That's a good thing. You do have some great people out there. You'll have some
Yeah.
movie music, also One Night in the Kingdom, and tell us about those.
One Night in the Kingdom, I actually recorded that album in Denmark in '95. Another little record deal. And then I try to make new versions of old songs, but that version still kind of holds up. The '95 version. One Night in the Kingdom is a song about infidelity. So people that want to check that song out, they see if they can figure out the lyrics and the little twists and turns. You said movie music is like a collection of songs that I've recorded, and I had a little distribution deal, so that one is all over the little, nice price sections and in different stores. But it has a lot of songs on there. Some more professional recorded than other ones. But you know, the thing is to get the songs out there. It's kind of important. Then you kind of feel you you give them a little chance to get discovered.
And certainly true too. And looks like you're about to get discovered with Maryann of San Antone. We'll talk about that in just 1 minute with Dag King. You listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson Dia Missing, available on Amazon paperback and ebook. We'll be back with singer-songwriter from Norway, Dag King, after this time. We're back the amazing, multi-talented singer-songwriter Dag King, who's currently in Norway right now, and he had been in Texas on the Mike Wagner Show. And let's talk about your song you got just out, "Maryann of San Antone," and you've got a great story behind it. And tell us more about that song. What inspired you to write it?
As I said, it's kind of influenced by Bruce Springsteen's song when it comes to the lyrics. Bobby Jean. Uh, it's a song about a person that can't understand why she left him. So that's the song. We recorded that one in San Antonio actually with a
Wow.
producer called Todd Osterhaus, and he also been working with Creed Fisher these days, and he's doing really well. He's a great producer, and we recorded a song in his studio in 2019, and we released it now. So,
Hmm. That,
but it's an older song that I re-recorded.
hmm. That's really interesting. I seem to like that too. And also, what else do you base your lyrics on in most of your songs?
The thing is that it's like a fragments of my songs. Lyrics are more like fragments. It's if you piece them together, you'll get the story, but you kind of have to figure out the story because sometimes it's like with San Antonio, Maryann of San Antone, it's like a desperate person crying out some words, and you have to kind of piece it together to figure out the story.
Okay.
I wish I was better at storyteller, but I think that kind of comes from my Pink Floyd days,
Hmm.
the desperate cry thing. But I also tried to do other songs. I did a song called Mexican Bird that Stephen Foster recorded up in Alabama, and I would like people to check that one out. That's a little different. Uh, so I try to write different songs, and no matter what kind of style, if the inspiration is there, I'll write it.
Okay. Well, certainly we'll do that and check that out. And once again, we're going to find Maryann San Antone and all your releases at Dag.
You can find it on dagking.com. It also on Bentley Records. Bentley Records is a little deal through Reverb Nation, which is kind of good platform for that.
Okay. All right. We'll certainly check that out. We're a singer songwriter who was living in Texas, now currently in Norway, Dag King here on the Mike Wagner Show. And Dag, just a few things here. What else can we expect from you in 2022 and beyond?
I hope to be to finish some songs and to put them out there, and I'll put them up on my webpage. And also I'm on Facebook. It's check out Dag King, and I hope to post some new songs shortly.
Okay. We'll certainly do so as well. And who do you consider biggest influence in the career?
Good question. I would say Jim Reeves.
And I'm sure there'll be more too as well. A good old gentleman Jim as well. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Best advice: keep it fun.
And we certainly do so as well. Once again, we're a singer-songwriter currently living in Norway. Dag King here on the Mike Wagner Show with Maryann of San Antone and more. Dag, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love to have you back. And once again, tell us about your upcoming projects. What's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase or check out your music, especially Maryann of San Antone?
It's on the the iTunes and all that. It should be there. Also, you can get it for free on dagking.com.
All right, we'll certainly check that out. Once again, Dag, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Make sure you keep us up to date, keep in touch. Glad to have you back. We wish you all the best. And Dag, you've got a great future ahead of you.
Thank you.